Hello, everybody. Welcome to Late Night Football. Welcome to our match reaction show. It's finished Arsenal 3, Liverpool 2. Tell you what, Arsenal fans might have had their hearts in the mouth for that 9 minutes of stoppage time in the second half. But ultimately, a deserved win. A deserved win for Arsenal. The thing with Liverpool is it's strange because if you look at the result, you probably think, it was a close game. It was tight. It was tough. It wasn't simple. But then when you think about the performances and you look at all the actual, if you watch the actual game, you kind of wonder how Liverpool scored 2 goals in that game because Arsenal just looked like the better team almost throughout. There was a period of play in the second half where Liverpool, particularly after they scored the first goal, where they looked really good. But then there's something lacking. That second half as well, they started off so well and then they just dropped off. They just dropped off. I don't know what it is with Liverpool, but there are issues. There are issues that go beyond tactics. There are issues that go beyond management. There's something that is not right at the club. And I don't know what it is, and I'm not trying to speculate on what it could be, but something's not right. There's a problem. Because Liverpool, one thing is that they don't concede early goals. They generally don't. And to concede a goal right in the first minute, they did that against Brighton as well. They conceded an early goal against Brighton as well. Here again, they conceded an early goal first minute. Arsenal just breaking away. I mean, they just lose the ball, and then Tsimikas gets. I mean, it's a very very un-Liverpool like goal to concede in that sense because they lose the ball in midfield. Or rather in Arsenal's third actually, and the Arsenal's defensive third. It's a quick break. Tsimikas is caught out because he's obviously trying to push forward, so he's caught out. And then the ball falls to Saka. Saka puts it across the box. I don't know what Trent Alexander-Arnold is trying to do there. I really don't know what he's trying to do because he's completely caught in no man's land. And it's a simple finish for Martinelli. Martinelli is just is caught in between. Again, every time this has been happening so often, where Van Dijk and Trent kind of get caught. The players kind of there's always a gap between them, and they always get caught out there in that gap, and it's just simple. And Martinelli just says thank you very much, and he scores the goal. And again, what it highlights is the issue that Liverpool have had with their fullbacks for a long time. Robertson and Trent Alexander-Arnold, were actually Liverpool's MVPs. Their fullbacks were the MVPs. They were the ones who were really doing a lot of the heavy lifting. Because we always said this. We said that their midfield doesn't create that much. It's their fullbacks that create, and it's the fullbacks that often create chances for their wingers. Now with Robertson kind of his form has fallen off the cliff. He's kind of no longer first choice. I don't think Tsimikas' form has hit the heights that it did during Robertson's peak. Trent is woefully out of form. I don't know what's going on with him, but he's completely lost his form, completely lost everything that made him good. So now you can see why Liverpool are struggling even more because their midfield still doesn't create as many opportunities. But the fullbacks losing form means the team has lost a lot of that impetus and a lot of that news. So that for me that's a big issue. But it's 1-0, and you're thinking the first 10 minutes, the Arsenal might just go and win this up. They might wrap this up really, really quickly. They might get a couple more. They didn't. Liverpool slowly got back into the game, slowly. Didn't threaten much, but they were getting back in. They were creating opportunities. They were creating half chances. And then that goal comes for them again. It's Arsenal getting caught up. I thought Gabriel had a really poor game today. I think he was probably the weak link in that defense, which is surprising because they played Tomiyasu at left back. So you thought he might have been the weak link, but actually it was Gabriel. It was totally, I don't know what it was, whether he was nervous, whether he was scared, whether he was lacking, but he was lacking composure basically. And again, it's a weak touch that he's trying to put. And if he doesn't touch it, Nunez is offside. So he didn't really have to touch it. But again, it's that lack of awareness, isn't it, of knowing where players. So he tries to touch it, tries to play it. It means that Nunez now becomes onside. Or rather, sorry, Diaz. Diaz was the one who was onside. Nunez, of course, was also offside, but he was towards the goal. So Diaz becomes onside, and then it's just a nice little cross. It's a goal for Nunez. Nunez deserved that goal, by the way. He deserved that goal. Hopefully that will be one positive to take for Liverpool. I think just from the fact of everything that has been happening for Nunez, hopefully this is a start of better things to come because he needs that. He needs that confidence for himself. So it goes 1-1. And then Arsenal towards the end of the half, they make it 2-1 against sloppy from Liverpool. It's a set piece. They get caught out. I don't know what Thiago was trying to do there. He should have made a tackle. He doesn't. Trent Alexander again getting caught out. I mean, this is basically, I thought Henderson did a very good job there because he was showing him down the line, saying, whatever you want to do, you're going to cross, with your weaker foot. You're not going to get onto my side. And then suddenly Trent Alexander-Arnold, for some reason, leaves his central position and goes back to right back. He didn't need to do that. You stay in the shape and let Martinelli pick, man mark the players, but he wasn't doing that. I don't know what it was. He just took a gamble. He kind of thought, maybe Martinelli is going to do something different, and it opens up that gap. And it's a simple cross that Martinelli puts in, and Saka is there to tap it home. And it's 2-1. It should have been 2-1 at halftime, but it was. Liverpool got back in the second half. They made it 2-2. Firmino, fantastic goal, by the way. That was a good pass from Jota. And I was surprised that Jota started, that he started with what looked like a 4-2-1-3. I was surprised with that because normally they don't play that way, but he played this way. I think he played it because he wanted to get Jota on the field. I think that was the plan. He wanted to get Jota on the field and he didn't want to leave out Nunez. So he went with the 4-2-1-3 because, Jota has a good record against Arsenal. I think that might have backfired. I think that might have backfired overall because I don't think I think it meant that Liverpool were losing that midfield battle consistently, and you don't want that in a big game like this. You don't want to be losing midfield battles. Of course, the Diaz injury eventually, could have restructured a little bit. I think Firmino looked a lot better when he played in that number 10 sort of role because he could understand the position better than Jota. But it's it's an opportunity. Firmino makes it 2-2, and then for some reason you thought Liverpool will come on strong. They'll now get back in this game. They'll try and get a foothold, but they just seem to lose energy. Time to time, they kept losing energy, and then you can see that penalty. Thiago, I mean, I don't know what. Again, it's a penalty, soft penalty. It's a soft penalty. I will say that it was a clash of legs. I think Arsenal fans will say that it's a penalty. Liverpool fans will say it's not a penalty. It's one of those where I've seen them given, and when they're given, they're not overturned. So you gotta take it from that perspective. But what I do want is I don't want Arsenal fans ever complaining about refs again because they got a lot of help from refs today. They got a lot. Not that it was bad. Not that the ref was biased. I'm not saying that. But I'm saying that the ref was really favoring them a lot. They made sure that they got all the right decisions, and and when needed, they got even many of the 50-50s went their ways. So I don't want Arsenal fans going, oh, the refs against us. I don't want to hear that anymore. Hopefully, but I know that probably some fans will complain at the next game, but I hope they don't because I hope they watch this game and realize it's not always, refs are not always against Arsenal. Yeah. But anyway, it's a penalty. It was a good penalty, but it wasn't a good penalty, by the way, from Saka. It wasn't. I think Alisson should have saved it. But I don't know, again, maybe he was a little bit slow to react, but late to react. I think maybe he was expecting the other side and he suddenly saw it because it was not in the corner. It wasn't, it was quite close to him actually. He could have saved it. So, but anyway, it's 3-2 and Arsenal pick up the 3 points. An important 3 points well because they need to stay top. Because they need to stay ahead of City. The longer they can stay ahead of City, the longer we can pretend to have a title race. So each win is important. It's an important win, of course. And it will give them a lot of confidence as well. Just being able to beat these kind of teams. They don't generally, they've had a bad record against teams in the top 4. Now they're beating Spurs, they're beating Liverpool, so they're beating these top 4 teams. It's showing them that they can compete at the top level. Even if they can't win the title this season, they can still compete. I think that's very important for Arsenal if they're fans. So absolutely important. Smash like if Gabriel Martinelli was your man of the match. He was my man of the match, of course. I'm just gonna say that right out up front. It was my man of the match. So fantastic performance, great goal, great assist, involved in the third goal as well. He had a very good all-round game. And that is an indictment of Trent Alexander-Arnold. And even Joe Gomez, if you want to add it, but it's definitely an indictment of Trent Alexander-Arnold and how badly he's fallen off the radar because, as much as he offers going forward, which isn't that great to be honest these days, as much as he's a total liability right now in defense. So Klopp is going to have to figure out how he's going to, if he's going to fit him in the team or he's going to take him out. I think he did the right decision by subbing him off at halftime. But they've got to figure out a better way to utilize him if they're going to utilize him, or they've got to push him out of the team and then let him focus on his game for a little bit, like let him have a bit of a break from the first team. They've got to figure that out quickly because otherwise it's just going to be a nightmare. And Mo Salah, I don't know. I don't know what to say. And people will talk about Trent Alexander, and he was horrendous today. But Mo Salah I didn't even know Mo Salah was playing until I saw him coming off. I didn't even know Mo Salah was playing. I don't think we heard at all about Salah. He was just this anonymous, totally anonymous in the game, and that's a big problem. His form is as much of a concern as Trent's. He's. I don't think he's been the same since AFCON. I think he was a genuinely world class player before that. Probably one of the top 3 players in the world before that. But since then his level has just dropped off. And Salah, when he plays against United gave him a couple of goals as a gift, but otherwise he just looks bang average now. So I don't know what's wrong with him. He's got to figure that out as well. But anyway, congratulations to Arsenal fans. Fantastic win, well-deserved win. Fantastic, result to stay up top of the table. So everything going well. So congratulations to you guys. Share your thoughts on the game as well. What you thought about Arsenal's performance, what you thought about Liverpool's performance. Let me know. Of course, always love to hear from you guys. And do remember to subscribe to our channel. Follow us on YouTube and Facebook. We've got a couple more videos coming today. So if you subscribe, you'll get notified as they drop. So thank you so much for watching. We'll see you again soon. Bye-bye.